Alright, the recording started. I don't know, for whatever reason students are missing. I'll send an email again if you are watching the video lecture. Only a few students are here. So first of all, let's talk about the project. The project is already in Brightspace. Those who would like to do the project that I would like to assign, and those who would like to do something by their own choice or custom, let me know. I'll talk with you regarding that project. Okay. Let's show you the project that I uploaded in Brightspace first, then I'll move on. Okay, so if we're gonna go to Brightspace, go under content, there should be a folder called final project. If you click on final project, so there is this project here. Obviously there's some description in page 1 what you're going to do. Actually this is the drawing. There are two drawings here that you're going to do here. All the dimensions are on the drawing as well, and there are some objects. Okay, you know, we spend quite a bit of time in chapter 10 on objects. So you can two ways. You can actually use the default because as you can look into those objects, none of the object has any size. Okay, so you can just two options, as I was saying. Like the first option would be easiest. You can go to the library and import what uploaded in kitchen and bath, right? Get all those things here, or doors and other things, right? Use them here. Okay, because as you can clearly see, there is no no size of this any of these objects here, so you can clearly do it from there, and that would be the easiest route. The other route would be like you custom made all those objects that you're seeing here, right? The dining table, sofa and everything, right? So that could be your choice, but your thing would be, the main thing would be that I'll be looking is on this floor plan that you have these dimensions are maintained, like, you know, double walls are maintained, exterior walls are like in this color the way you are seeing, the windows and doors are properly set to its place, even though the windows and doors positions are not given directly, so you have kind of liberty where you'd like to put. So this is much easier project, okay, compared to the actual drawing that you usually see for floor plan, where the windows, doors, everything are located to its exact place, where the objects are exact size, so you have kind of liberty on those. Okay, so drawing these won't be that much difficult at all if you understand how to deal with the objects and everything from chapter 10 and other chapters. This one foundation plan is also kind of continuation with the first one, where you are drawing a separate file, a separate drawing file, and basically assign several let me see, layers with, so several layers here. You go layer properties. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, yep, now you can see it, and you can basically define several layers for different materials that you're seeing, like for concrete one layer, for this wall another layer, right? For sand another layer, ground another layer. So you'd like to define all those layers, right? And you'd like to draw this structure that you're seeing here first, right, for foundation, and later assign all those different layers for these different sections. Okay, so if you're done with the book, which I believe most of you are already, these two drawings that you're seeing as a project, you should be able to finish it by this week or early next week. Okay, if you focus on that. Okay, and you should be focusing on the final exam, which is take home again, right? On, I would say, on Wednesday next week I'm gonna upload it, right? Final exam, and it would be due whenever is the final exam on week 15. Make sense? So basically, and there is all the homework that I was planning. I already put it in Brightspace. I was initially planning to do one last one for homework number 13. Then later I realized, no, I don't want to do on that because homework 13, I believe, right? There should be the last homework. Homework 12 up to that. So homework 13 is like, you know, chapter 13. Chapter 13 has two projects. Okay, two small class project. So later I felt like, okay, since I already uploaded the project, I don't want to burden you with another project as a homework, right? So that's why I changed my mind. But chapter 13 for your book, it doesn't have anything new to learn. Okay, it just have two sample project, like one of the project that I uploaded it here, right? And I give you all the options to pick your own project, okay, or do like something that I assigned here, straightforward. Okay. So that is my way as of now, the way I'm thinking to finish this class. Now obviously a little bit of chapter 12 is still left since my last class, which I'll be finishing up today. And after today, I'd still encourage you to come here every day and to do the project just like everybody is doing. Okay, so you do your project, yours or this one, whatever you prefer, here in class, and talk with me or doesn't talk with me. Just you do your time here, okay? And then I'll be sitting here doing my things. And if you'd like to talk with me at any case, just I'll come and talk with you. So that's my encouragement, not to miss any class as I'm putting it in record. Just come in class. I'd like to see everybody in class, right? Until the class officially ends, which is 3 more class after today, okay? Anyway, any question? I think I can cover everything. But another thing that I'll be doing after even today's class, when I'm be done with chapter 12, is like chapter 13, the next 3 classes, I'm going to be doing it anyway here, right? Instead of giving you the homework, I'm going to be doing it so I can fully complete the book completely. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so that's the plan. So at least some of you who haven't done chapter 13, we're going to get some motivation to come in class, okay? Now moving into... so the book, okay, where is my book? All right, so I'm just trying to think, where did I left off last time? All right, I think I have done this, right? Alex, you remember we did this, right? In last class you came here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did this one, the garage. I changed this, and then
I'm doing 12.3.
12.3.
Yeah, 12.31.
Yeah, I mean, since I'm putting it in record, I'm gonna go with the class. Okay, so this one I believe I put it in for homework, right? Who's doing the homework now? Let's check. So go content. Alex, you understand my goal be today is officially finishing up this chapter. Okay, all right. So if I mean wherever I left off, I'm gonna start from there. If you have done it, what I'm doing here, just do your things, and then when time comes, then we'll work it together. All right. So homeworks, right? There are 12 homeworks. So the last one, I'm pretty sure I had it. Yep. You see, I do have it, right? This is the homework question that I was talking. This is question number 3, and there's question number 4, 5. Basically, this is the last homework, as I was explaining, right? It covers chapter 12, and then there is chapter 13, right, which I was talking already. All right, so this one is as a homework, so I'm gonna skip that one. So this one, I don't think I did it. 12.2. Yeah, from here I'm gonna start. Okay. So this title here says like adding and modifying the dimension. So let me go to the exercise directly. Okay, and here's another thing. Maybe I'd like to highlight. So which is anatomy of a dimension. What are the components of a dimension? As you can see, so it should have radius, diameter, angle, value, and length. So those are the components of a dimension. Okay, there is another important thing, is when you put a dimension, there needs to be some gap from the object and the dimension line. Okay, here the style of the dimension, which is if you're gonna go to annotate, you can change it here. What could be the style of your dimension? Okay, you can change the layer of the dimension here. You might have seen it before. And you have seen this thing before as well, right? There are different kinds of dimension. Like first one would be like this drop down menu. If you're going to click, there are like aligned, linear, angular, radius, diameter, all those usual dimensions. But this one is kind of important. Here you have two options: continue and baseline. So what does those two things means? We're going to see it in one example. Okay, continue dimension as it shows here by two arrows, one after another, after another, after another, right? And baseline dimension as it shows is from the arrow. Like sometimes in the drawing you see like they have a baseline and they have all the dimension from the baseline, right? So those sort of things we're going to apply today as well. All right, let me move on. So this is the thing that they were talking here. You see the linear dimension, different options, aligned, angular, diameter, radius, all sorts of things, right? And then it does have this continuous option, as I was explaining, right? The continue option. Alex, you have seen those things in book. These are important. Okay, if you didn't read the book, just please focus on what I'm trying to say. That could be helpful to you. All right, so here as you can see you have these continuous dimensions, or dimensions one after another. Oftentimes you have seen it in a professional drawing, right? These are very standard thing to do. And then you have this baseline dimension. As you can see, one line is your baseline, like this. In this case, the left side of the wall is your baseline. All the dimensions are from there. All right, so then the benefit of this baseline dimension is there's a one important thing that they cover. You see, all the dimensions once you draw it, and then say like you are stretching. Everybody remember, Alex, remember the stretching option? Everybody remember the stretching option? Okay, so if you say like here on the highlighted portion, if you stretch the drawing, Alex, you're seeing it, right? If you stretch the drawing, see what happened here. All the dimensions are changed automatically. Okay, so that's the benefit of it. Okay, so the other thing is, that this is kind of important or not important, because we usually don't use it, or you could have used it if you are dealing with the very tiny dimensions, right? It's like if you'd like to change the position of the dimension, how are you going to do it? Okay, if you click it here, and then you obviously have the grip option showed up, so you can kind of grip any one of these points that you are seeing here and move it around. Okay, so that one is important as well. You can obviously change the font size, okay, font type, everything on the dimension itself, right? And this one is also very important. See, like the diameter sign, you can use symbol, or if you have 2 times the radius, you can actually modify it after you have the dimension drawn. So those are important as well. All right, so then the linear dimensions, right? Adding linear dimensions, that one is important as well. So the angular dimension and linear dimension, those can be covered for the same dimension that you'd like to show. As example, in this right side of the drawing, you have a curved line. Okay, if you have that line, it can be shown linearly, as you can see, 1 and 0.75, or it can be shown like angular way as well. So how to do that? Please read through this section of this book. That could be helpful to you. And then my main goal here is to go to directly the exercise. Okay, once you're done with the exercise, then we are literally done with the book. Okay, there are the more description how we're gonna do that, and then adding the angular or aligned dimensions, how to do that. There's one important thing to cover though. You see, on the dimension itself, there are different options, right? So you can go under manage dimensions, okay, and you can modify it, and you can change the type of the dimension from there. You can change all the details as well, okay, symbols, text type, feeding, line type, all those things, okay, kind of like custom made. Sometimes in exercise problem, you're going to have the options of a default option that you name it as a new one, say like you name it to architectural, okay, and you change it based on some options that you choose custom, okay, and then it could be set here later on, and then you could have used it on your drawing, where in architectural options obviously you would be seeing the dimensions are shown in feet and inches, right? So that's what important that I wanted to cover. So there is another thing that I wanted to cover. So under this angular dimension, if you use the stretch option, you see the beauty of these things, both the angles and the dimension on the aligned line will gonna get changed as well. So the stretch option, if you're gonna use it, it may mess up the dimensions, but it won't if you're gonna use those dimensions first on the way they are showing here. Okay. So the next one would be how to put this diameter radius dimension. That's so straightforward by choosing simply diameter and radius. But one thing important here to understand, if you'd like to change the size of the dimension, how you gonna do that? If you'd like to add some symbols, how you gonna do that? So those are very straightforward. If you're gonna follow the prompt here, whatever is saying in the book, means once you have the dimension drawn, let me see if I can show you some example. Say like you have a circle drawn here, and you wanna go here dimension. Okay, you wanna first do the radius. Okay, and then you wanna do the diameter again. Okay, just for the same thing. So you have this radius and dimension, radius and diameter, right? So this one here, if you double click here, then this text editor will gonna come on. That once the text editor will gonna come, you literally have the options to put any symbols over there. As you can see, now these are in some in my laptop, these are not shows like these. These are shows like it's symbol here, but don't worry, it does clearly says which is what, like the omega. If you know what is omega symbol, then you know what to use this one, right? The Ohm symbol. Basically, most of the time you gotta use this diameter symbol, right? So this is here. Sometimes the degree symbol, sometimes the plus and minus if you have a tolerance. So those sort of a thing. Anyway, bottom line, I was trying to show it to you how to use that to change the dimension. Okay. And this one is a little tricky. So once you click on the dimension, say like you would like to put like 2 times the radius, right? So you want to type just simply 2 and then multiplied, the multiplied sign, just the way they were showing here, right? You got it? So this one is so important. Okay, if you have the radius 2 times in the drawing, then you might like to change it. All right, so after that, that one is so important. After that, the precision you can change as well. So to change the precision, you right click on the okay. Alright, so to change the precision, it's supposed to yep, here supposed to click on the dimension and then change it to any precision that you want. Okay, it has like 3 decimal places, so say like you'd like to change it to 2 decimal places. You see, immediately it gets changed. So you just have to click the dimension first and change it to any precision that you want. Okay, everyone got it? So again, to change the precision of a dimension, you gotta right click on the dimension and then change it accordingly. Alright, I think I am done almost. Adding continuous and baseline dimension, this one is a little tricky, how to add the dimension continuous and baseline. So we're gonna see it in a exercise problem. Okay, I'm gonna simply skip that. Okay, so there is this challenge exercise after this. This is also part of the homework. All right. So everybody, Alex, you are done with 12.2, right? Alex, you're done with 12.2.
Yeah.
So you are doing 12.3 now. That's what you said, right? You are able to do it by yourself, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm doing here now, I'm just doing it here and explaining it, so it would be on record if anybody misses the class and didn't quite finish it, need help, so they can use it. Okay, I'm coming to 12.3 anyway. Okay, my goal is to finish this chapter. Okay, that's the plan of action, just to give you the overview. And Jason, you are done already with 12.2, 3 and everything, right? The whole book. You're doing probably the project, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Lucas, how you're doing? You're doing the project, almost done? Okay, so I was talking about it at the beginning of the class. You see, these 2 weeks, I mean, after today's class, I'm doing anyway, like chapter 13. I know everybody's kind of finished, so I'm putting it on record in case. But the goal would be like you come every day here, do the project. I'll be working around if you have any question. If you don't, just do the project here as a class time. Okay. Now I had another one for all the students, right? If you're interested, take a look on that. So that's the one from me. Okay, it doesn't necessarily you have to do it. Your custom one is perfectly fine. You talked with me before. Okay, so give you the heads up what happened here. Anyway, so this one 12.2.4. Let me open this one. So 12.2.4. All right, so our goal is to put the dimensions that we're seeing here. Now it may seem like really straightforward, but here the goal is to put on the top line you're seeing the continuous dimension and bottom like the baseline dimensions. Okay, these are tricky. Okay, so to do that, obviously you'd like to run the endpoint as a snap object, which I have already, and then you'd like to use this dimension as a current layer. Okay, so you come here, you use this dimension as a current layer. All right, and then you'd like to set the precision. Set the precision to this one, 0 0, as you can see. All I'm doing that they're suggesting here, and then use this linear dimension and put the first dimension here, just like the way they were showing. Okay, and then you hit the continuous one, which is this one, the continuous dimension, and then you keep adding this dimension, right? And then press escape when you're done. So that's simple. So that's the top part is done. Okay, and for the bottom one, you'd like to change the precision to 3. All right, and you would like to do just like before, the linear dimension for the bottom line, the left one, and then you'd like to click here under this continuous option and on the drop down obviously, and choose the baseline. Okay, and then you'd like to just continue like this. Okay, so for the second line, for the third line. Okay, and that's it. Very straightforward. How many minutes it takes? Maximum 2-3 minutes. Okay, so that is the exercise number 12.2.4. okay, and there is this challenge exercise. Obviously that one is part of the homework. I hope you guys are doing the homework now. So there is more challenge exercise. I'll be keeping that one as well for the homework, right? 12.2.6. okay, and then there's this new section came up, which is adding and modifying layers. Okay, adding and modifying ladders. I'm sorry, I said layers. Adding and modifying ladders. Please read through the text here. The ladder means for a dimension you have this text, the arrow, and the line that connects the text and the arrow. Okay, that line is called ladder. Okay, now it could be straightforward. Anytime you have a dimension, it automatically come. But what if you have a option like, just 1 second. Sorry guys, I had an important thing to address. Anyway, so I was talking about the letters. The letters sometimes it's a little tricky because when you have some dimensions with single letter, that could be suffice for a special situation like here. As you can see in this architectural drawing, if you'd like to annotate, like, you know, these two trees needs to be removed from the drawing, then you'd like to use just one text and the letter can connect both of them together. How to do those sort of thing? Okay, so that's the thing that you'd be learning here. It's this multi-letter, okay, or the style of the multi-letter. Again, if you have multiple lines connecting for the same text, right, as you can see on the left, remove trees. All right, some of the things again, it just shows here, like you have arrow, landing, content, and the three components of those letters. And then there's some more text. Please read through that. I'd like to go to the point where I was showing it to you last time. If you're going to click here, okay, here, and this screen would show up, and then you can go to the multi-letter manager. I'm sorry, I click on the wrong place. So if you're going to click here, these options are going to show up, and then you're going to see the multi-letter manager, and then just following their things. Like if you're going to click on new, then you can change the name of this. Okay, say like you'd like to change it to balloons, like the way they are showing here. Okay, with the standard option, I'd like to continue, and this screen is going to show up. Then you'll have the three options: letter format, letter structure, and content. Okay, if you're gonna go to the letter format, obviously you have so many options, whichever you'd like to do, like, you know, straight line or spline. It kind of shows you on the picture automatically. Okay, spline is like, you know, not a straight line obviously. And then you can change the letter color. And basically you have so many options. Okay, line type on the letter, line width, right, symbols like, you know, dot line, or, you know, so many options here, size of the letter, break size, and everything. Okay, the break size is important as well. Sometimes if you have a big line that is connecting, then you should be putting a break line as well. So to that, then you want to go to the letter structure. So maximum letter points, you can change it. Then not that much to talk. These are self-explanatory. Please read through more. Okay, then under this content, this one has so many options again. So what kind of multi-letter type you want, like the block, okay, text, or none. Okay, so this is sometimes you see in a professional drawing as well. Okay, so these are the things, the tiny small details that I'm showing here are really important on professional drawing. Okay, you just need to explore more. So multi-text is the default, and we usually use this one. You can change the text style, angle, you know, all sorts of things. Keep horizontal as inserted, always right leading. Text color, just like this letter color, you can change the text color as well. Text height, okay, you want it small, big, whatever. Then horizontal attachment, vertical attachment. Okay, you see, so all those options are here. Okay, now if you're going to close all this, these are the important things that I'm going to cover next, which is, first one is the add a letter. Okay, if you're gonna click on that, if you already have a letter existed, then you can get another one from this. I'd like to show you example. Say like you have a circle drawn somewhere near it. Okay, and you have a go to annotate, you have a dimension. Okay, Okay, so this one again here, I'm going to show you in XSS problem shortly, but this one again here, if you'd like to add some new letter, I'd like to use this option, this letter plus. All right, so this one. Okay, annotate letter, add letter. Okay, there is this removing the multi-letter. We're going to see it in a XSS problem, but for now just let me move on. So aligning the layer would be another options that you're going to use. This is this one, aligning the layer. Aligning layer means, like, you know, as you can see on the example, those two texts would be aligned with each other. Okay, then collecting the letters, if you have like those three things, 1, 2 and 3, those are three options, then you can kind of put them together by using these options, collecting the layers. Okay, and there's this XSS problem. So we're going to start with this, the first one, which is 12.3.1. We're going to open this file. So 12.3.1. all right, so this is the last thing that I'm covering today. By the way, on Wednesday my plan is to finish chapter 13, as I was explaining before. Okay, all right, so we are on this exercise problem here, and our goal is to look at something similar. So basically, you see on the top, on the right side, you have these two trees as a text here shows on the dimensional remove trees, and it does have the same thing here on the start point, but it does have just one tree shows up. So how to add another letter to point out the other tree? So that needs to be removed as well. Okay, so there are some other stuff as well. So see here, you got to put the property line, you got to put the existing fence and other things on the drawing. Okay, so to do it, there's the steps that I'll follow just blindly one by one. So first, obviously, you open that one and then set the nearest as a running snap. So there's this nearest as a running snap that you got to choose, which is here. You can kind of skip the endpoint, right? And then set text as a current layer. Okay, so you have this. You have this text. You would like to choose this text as a current layer, which I did it here on dimension. Okay, let me see. So text, all right. I choose it in both places, text as a current layer, and then confirm that standard as a current multi-layer style, which is the standard. As you can see, multi-layer letter style located in the ribbon annotate letter multi-letter style drop down standard. Basically, all they're saying, there is a drop down, make sure this standard is chosen. Okay, which you did. Next, you will add a letter to call out the property line. Okay, so here this multi-letter options, you're going to click on that. Okay, and then you're going to add this for this property line. Okay, let me do it again. Select the right side of the line, which is the step 1. Okay, and then step 2 is here. Okay, and then it just shows up like what you'd like to type. So I'd like to type property line, just the way it shows here. Okay, All right, then close that text editor. You can do it several ways. There is the close option over there. You can click it right side somewhere in the screen on the model window, and then you will have something similar that what I have. The property line showed up now. So then repeat the process to add ladders to existing fence, proposed new shed, and proposed concrete pad. So basically I gotta now move up, okay, and then I'll gonna put this existing fence here, right? So this is existing fence. I'm clicking on the right, and then I have this proposed new shed, right? So proposed new shed, I'm sorry, okay, proposed new shed. Okay, all right, so proposed new shed is the way it shows here. Okay, and then you'd like to add this proposed concrete pad. So this is the architectural drawing where you are putting some new options probably for a contractor, right? Concrete pad. Alright, so this is another thing I did show to you before, right? Once you type something, you can literally change this to put it in multiple lines, just the way I was just showing it to you here. Okay, so after you are done with these three things, then you're gonna modify the multi-ladder style to allow more ladder segments. Okay, what does it mean? It means here you see on the top you have removed trees on those two trees pointed out, so you are doing it that now. So what you're gonna do first, you gotta go to the multi-ladder style manager, just the way I was showing it to you, right? Then you're gonna click on modify, okay, and then under this ladder structure you'd like to modify the multi-ladder style dialog box appears. Then select the ladder structure tab and disable the maximum ladder points option, so this one. Okay, so maximum ladder points is 2 in this case, was default, but we're changing it. Okay, so but we're changing it, so disable the maximum ladder points. So this will allow you to create ladder with unlimited segments. Okay, alternatively you can increase the maximum ladder points to a number greater than 2. Okay, I was talking about the remove trees options. Then you're gonna click on the OK, you're gonna click on the close, right? Alright, so let's move on. Okay, so the remove options, add a ladder. So what you'd like to do on step 15, you'd like to click on here add a layer. Okay, and then these options are going to show up. Once you're going to click it, select the remove trees multi-layer objects. So you're going to select that one, right? And then you're going to click just 1 and 2, just the way they're showing, right? And then press escape. All right, and press enter on the keyboard to create the letter and end the comments. Okay, so that's it. It's very simple. So again, if you'd like to add anything with this, it's very straightforward options. Say like existing fans, and that one is another existing fans, right? It's hard to show another one, so it's like you're trying to point it out. As you can see, it's very straightforward. Okay, you just click on this existing dimension first, and then just do it like the steps that they're showing it to here. So 1 and 2 means you click here at point 1 and click here at point 2. Okay, and then once you're done with that, then you save the drawing, right? And that is 12.3.1. so the next exercise is 12.3.2. we're going to do it together as well, and that would be the last thing that we're doing today. Okay, so 12.3.2. All right, so there is a challenge exercise 12.3.3. so I want you to try it, okay, by your own, but 12.3.2 that I'm gonna finish it here. Okay, and as I said, that we're gonna officially finish our book. And there is the chapter 13, those are project actually, which would be doing like here in class on Wednesday. That's my plan, Wednesday and next week. Okay, we got to do something. And while I'm doing those, you know, if you're done with the book, you really don't have to follow me because you are already done and you actually wanted to focus on the project. While I'm doing it, I'm putting it on record for those who actually didn't do it and wanted to see the lecture, okay, the video lecture. That's the reason. Okay, anyway, so let me move on to the next one that I was saying. So this is our goal now. So we're going to create a new letter style that uses the block for the content. Okay, so you remember on the letter style here, right? If you're gonna click on there and click on modify, so click on this content and there is this block option, right? So we're gonna use this. That's what they're saying here on this drawing. Okay, so you will then use this new style to create the balloons for an assembly drawing. Okay, so there's multiple things that we'll be doing here. First of all, if you have like, you know, this bill of materials, right, how to do it, like how to put a text and bill of material here. Just one second. That's something we learned already, right? How to put text, how to put tables, and how to put all those things. Now under here, if you're going to define this part number as the way they were showing, right, 1 through 9, and then on the assembly drawing in the left side, you see on the nut, if you have like this annotation here 7, 8, and 9, then all of them goes with this bill of materials. Then you can simply put them thing just the way they're showing, and that is our goal for here to show it to you. So let me start here with the step 1. First of all, you open this drawing, right, which is straightforward. Then set nearest as a running object. So you'll make sure I had the nearest before as a running object, which is still the default. Okay, nearest as a running object snap. Then set the text. I had the text as a current layer. So I did before in the previous example or exercise. I am doing it the same here, right? Use the current or text, whatever you'd like to choose is fine in the under the dimension. Then you will begin by creating a new letter style, okay, which is I was showing it to you before, right? You're gonna click here, and then this multi-letter style manager will gonna show up, as you can see here, and then you're gonna click on the new here, right? And then you're gonna change the you're gonna put a name like boom. So boom balloon. So boom balloons. All right, and then you're gonna continue, and then this under this content you have this multi-text needs to be changed to block, as I was showing before, and this the source block, if you're going to change it to hexagon, you have to understand my main goal is to change this annotation here from the previous drawing to whatever style they want me to do. So here they have this hexagon, that's why I'm changing it to hexagon, and this block is gonna be like similar to the way they had it here, like 7, 8, 9. Okay, we're gonna do that. All right, so once we are done with that steps, changing it to hexagon, you're going to click OK and then close it. All right, and then confirm that the boom balloon is the current multi-letter style, and as you can see, you're going to click here. So you just created this BOM balloons, right, your style for multi-letter. So this is still the option chosen for you, and then you click on the multi-letter, okay, and then you're going to start with just the way they're showing, just clicking here and here. All right, and then it just shows like enter the tag number. What's the tag number? You're going to simply type 1. Why you're doing it? Because take a look here on the actual drawing, you had those thing tag number like 1 through so it starts from 1 through 9. Okay, I did one mistake, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be putting it here. It was a little difficult to see it and understand. They were actually pointing out this diameter. So let me do it here. That would be your first part number. Okay, so the first part number would be, what is that? The link. All right. Okay, let's do that. So again, they were saying click on the multi-letter, then click somewhere here, click somewhere here, and change the number to 1. Okay, and click OK. All right, so that's the first thing showed up. All right, so the second one would be the first balloon is created. The second one would be repeat the process to add balloon 2 through 9. Place the balloon similar to example shown. Okay, so 2 through 9, so you'd like to move it here to the bottom drawing. So let's start with number 2. So this is my number 2. This is my number 3. So let me do that. This is my number 3. All right, so then number 4 would be this shaft here. So this is my number 4. Okay, let's see, where is my number 5 and 6? Okay, number 5 is this color here. Okay, so this is my number 5. All right, so this is my number 6. Okay, so you have number 7, 8, and 9. Let me do them. So here, multi-letter. So this is my 7. This is my 8. Yep, this one is 8. Oh, this one actually 9. All right, and finally this one is my 8. All right, I can use this snap option, move things a little bit here and there. Okay, I gotta do little changes here, just 1 second. Okay, then I'm using this grip option, kind of move those dimensions the way I want. So now I have those 3 things just showed the same way. So I have now all of these 1 through 9, and the bill of material shows which is what. And then we're gonna use this collect options from here, right? So collect options from the multi-letter, click here. So this is the align options that we'll be choosing. Is that the align option? Yep. All right, okay, so that is fine. And moving to the next page, let's select the balloons. Okay, so balloons 1, 7, 8, and 9 in the order, and press enter. Okay. All right. Letters and collect. Letters and collect. So this is the option that I gotta do, collecting. All right, I'm sorry. So 7, 8, and 9. All right, now you can see that I can choose. There is a error here. It is showing like, you know, a line option. It should be the collect option, the bottom one, just the way I did, and then it should be shown simply like that. Okay, finally we're going to use the align tool to keep the drawing a consistent look. Okay, so these 7 and 6 and 7 on those two will be using this align tool. Okay, so this is 6 and this is 7. If you click both of them and press enter, all right, just 1 second. All right, so you're gonna click on the align option. So this one is the align. Now you're doing the align option, so click on 5 and 6, right, and press enter. Enter. All right, select the balloon. So for whatever reason it's not working properly, so let me try again. So select the balloon. Okay, for whatever reason this one is not working. Okay, let me try again. Align, zip, center, Alright, I select that one closer to the drawing. Move the cursor to left to the. Okay, so gonna move it. Alright. Alright, so then you're moving it to this polar tracking 0-degree angle. It does this 180, but it just do the same job, like 5 and 6 are aligned now. Select a point to align the two balloons horizontally. So this was done, and then repeat the process to horizontally align balloon 2, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, alright, let's do that. Try to do that. So I have this one. Okay, so alright, so that's the final one. Press enter and then select a multi-let to align to. Okay, so let's put this one to align to. Alright, and then we're aligning all the drawings to the same line. So this is a really good options to explore. Okay, finally you got to repeat the process to align balloons 3 and 4. Okay, so 3 and 4. Okay, so these two. Okay, if you'd like to align them, so just same options you'd like to choose 3 and 4, right? Enter, and then which one, so like you'd like to align it like based on number 3, right? So it's very straightforward. Okay, so the completed drawing, the drawing is complete, right? As appears to shown like this. Let me see. Yep, it does show like this. And then you'd like to save the drawing. Okay, and that's it from me for this chapter. There's nothing else. Like there is this final one is challenge exercise. You can obviously do it as homework, and other than that I'm officially done. Okay, anyway, so to wrap it up, I'm officially done with every content of the book except chapter 13, which is let me quickly show it to you. What is chapter 13? Chapter 13 is two drawing projects. One is the mechanical drawing project, another is the architectural drawing project, right? In the mechanical drawing project, you'll have 3 view drawings of a mechanical parts. Okay, in architectural drawing projects, you create an annotated floor plan drawing of a residential home. Basically the project that I assign, which is very similar to the architectural drawing project. Okay, if anybody need help on their project, this could be your start point. Okay, this could be helpful to you. Let me move to the architectural one because that one is really related with the project that I assigned. And again, you had the options to do your own project. You know that it doesn't necessarily need to follow my uploaded project. My project is for those who really need help. Okay, so let me try to go to that place. Again, I won't be doing anything today. I'm just quickly showing it to you with chapter 13. We are officially done with chapter 12, means we are done with all the content necessary for AutoCAD to do the drawing. Okay, these are just two different projects. Anyway, so they have this project like architectural drawing project. I'll quickly show it to you today here, not do anything though. I'll do it on Wednesday. Okay, so on this project here, you would be completing something that I was showing it to you before. So starting with this, you first have to focus on the layers. Okay, so you gotta create different layers, as you can show here, like on this first step, right? Once you open this 13.2.1, then you're gonna start creating those extra 3 layers or 4 layers, I believe, right? No, 3 layers, right? That they're showing. Yeah.
My book doesn't have chapter 13.
You don't have chapter 13. You have which book you purchased?
25.
2025.
It only goes up to 12.
I have the latest one, 2026, I believe. So they add this chapter 13. What you're gonna do? Let's see if I have the template. I'll be doing it anyway on Wednesday. And the problem is, Lucas, let me see first. I do have chapter 13. Oh yeah, I have these 2 project elements. So these are in Brightspace in content. So you have the option to download them. Now the problem is, I don't know, for whatever reason 2025 version they skip it. Probably this is in 2026 version what I have, like chapter 13. So the problem is this, whatever I'm seeing, I can do a snapshot. I mean, they don't allow. So basically I can't save or do anything. It's the electronic version. It's only the online that I can deal with that. So basically the only option for you, if you're interested to learn this, that when I'm doing it on Wednesday, you have to simply follow me and that way. I guess that's the only option for you. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, I might text in 2025 version. You know what you can do? Just send an email to Rick if you are really interested to keep this chapter 13. And obviously we're going to do it with me, and that's not an issue, but we would like to keep it for a future reference. Send an email to that website. Rick is very active. Rick is the writer, okay, the author. Rick, and there is this other guy, I forgot, but Rick was communicating with me. If you still couldn't get a hold of him, let me know. I had a personal communication with him, like the author, okay? I'm gonna contact with him. I'll make sure. I'll try to get something for you, okay? All right. So he's very good and a very helpful guy. I'm pretty sure he's gonna help you on this. Anyway, so I was just talking about this. Chapter 13, there are these 2 projects. I mean, this could be really helpful to you on your project, okay? Because this does have like a sample project, as I was saying, starting with how to create the layer, and then how to start with just the block design first, like and then put the dimensions. Then you want to use the offset command. You see, that one is really important for you, right? You guys remember the offset? So what does the offset do? You're going to create another layer, right? Another layer of your existing layout, means the outline, right? So once your floor plan outline is drawn, then to create the wall, you need another layer, and you'd like to use the offset, okay? So that's what we're going to do on Wednesday, obviously, okay? And your project, you may want to do it, and then you'd be using the trimming option, right? There are different trimming options we learned, right? So this is really helpful for your project, okay? As you can see, it clearly shows you how to do it in a formal way, the floor plan. And then after the trimming, you have a nice looking a layout like this with 2 layers. Means you have the walls already, then you kept doing the same thing for the interior walls, right? Means you would like to add those other lines, offsetting it, trimming it, extend it, and basically get something what you would like to do, right, for your final layout. And once you have everything, then you're going to focus on the dimensions, okay? And as you see, actually that one is still continuous, not the dimension. I'm sorry, they were kind of showing it to you how to create more partitions here, right? And they're obviously saying like with dimensions and everything by drawing these horizontal lines and then trim and these offset options. Okay, and then once you have this thing drawn with the final form, then you're going to start to put the dimensions. Okay, basically depending on your expertise, the whole project shouldn't take more than several hours. Okay. I mean the layout itself. Now the object, if you're gonna draw it custom, that is different. But if you are importing it, like at least like those kitchen cabinets things that I had it already for you on the content, then it's very straightforward as well. Okay, and that's the project that I was talking about. I did assign. Okay, and there's the challenging part for me because it's the floor plan is so straightforward in my project. The challenging for me is like the second drawing, the foundation drawing, right? In the project that I assigned for you, right? So the foundation drawing is basically you have to draw another thing, something similar, and create multiple layers on that one. Okay. And then it just continues for the cabinets and then sliding doors. So we have done those sliding doors, windows, and everything right under this block, chapter 10. So this shouldn't be that bad, right? Everybody is familiar with that already, hopefully. If you don't recall, please let me know. And then it's starting object, or again it's chapter 10. Like you see, you have the sink, commode, all sorts of thing, right? And then the final chapter, like the annotation means the dimension, the text, all those things, how to put it over there. Okay, that's chapter 12 now. And then just have all the steps, right? So basically all I'm saying here, I'll focus on these on Wednesday, and finally the printing. Okay, I believe chapter 11 is for dimension and everything, chapter 12 is for printing, right? Anyway, so yeah, that's it from me today. I'm gonna end this class now, and I hope everybody will gonna join in next class. Okay, I'm gonna send an email as a reminder email because I not too many people present here today. My hope was like everybody's here and then doing the project. That's what I wanted to see. If you stay at home, most likely you are not doing the classwork at home. Okay, so that's from experience. So that's why, since this class time is allocated for you to do work, why don't you come here, do the project? Okay, I don't bother you, just like today you're saying I didn't bother any of you whatever you're doing, because you guys are done with the book, so you are doing the project, I'm assuming. So that could be good for you, like use the class time, come here, do the project, ask me help for anything.